We had ribs. We don't need a flag cake.
Yes, we do. Now get in there and bake it.
Wow, all the ingredients are already here, huh? Imagine that. Okay, fine. Well, the 4th of July is upon us, so let's do a flag cake. I don't know, but I'm gonna do it my own way. I'm sure. Anyway, flag cake starts with vanilla cake, and this is a super versatile cake recipe. So, if you want to do something that's not just a heavier, denser version of strawberry shortcake, this is the recipe for you. And it starts by adding the dries together, so that's 325 grams of flour. Yes, it's baking, so we measure by weight, like the British Isles. Just think of it kind of like you're dumping tea in the harbor or whatever. It hurts you, but it hurts the oppressors more. Half a teaspoon of salt and 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder go in there next. Give them a little whisk and move on with your life to the stand mixer. Here we're going to add 1.5 sticks of room temperature butter, 310 grams of sugar, a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, and a tablespoon of vanilla extract. Then we sit down and have a nice chat with it on high speed, creaming it all the way together because it knows what it did, it knows it was wrong, and it just needs to know that it can and needs to do better. And we're gonna give it the chance by slowly incorporating 4 eggs, one at a time, and singing Proud to Be an American on full blast. We got a rich full day of fun in the sun ahead of us, but it's back to work tomorrow at the Content Factory, so we're gonna down a Pepto-Bismol and let's get it done. Larry the Cable Guy. Next, we're gonna add our dries to the creamed butter. You're gonna start with about 1/3 of it and let it incorporate. Then we're going to add the first half of 300 milliliters of heavy cream until that's fully incorporated. Then another 1/3 of the dries, then the other half of the heavy cream, then the last 1/3 of the dries. You get it. It's like the Great American Melting Pot analogy or something. I don't know. Throw a bald eagle on the screen. Yeah, that's America. Okay, but wait. As soon as this is incorporated fully, stop mixing. You don't want to overwork this like they did on the Try Guys where they were like mixing it for like 35 minutes or something like that. This is a good time to preheat your oven to 350 Fahrenheit and get a large flag-shaped vessel fit for baking. Grease it and pour the batter in evenly and smooth. This is a thick cake. This is not going to bake very evenly, I don't think. You know, this is one of those things that'd be much easier in several smaller vessels or a larger, shallower sheet pan, depending on how much like the Summer Baking Championship you feel like being. Anyway, that's going in for 30 to 40 minutes at 350 Fahrenheit, or until it's golden brown on the edges and reaches an internal temp of between 200 and 210 F. Notice the F, which stands for Freedom Units. Get that bald eagle back here, yeah! Once it's done, let it cool completely before you try to decorate it. Speaking of, guess what? We're doing a whipped cream, which involves 2 cups of heavy whipping cream, splash of vanilla, a splash or 2 of powdered sugar, and mixing on very high speed till stiff peaks form. I've come a long way with whipped cream since I did it by hand all the way back in episode 1. Ah, the memories. Okay, that's done, but I'm gonna do something a little sneaky because I believe that chocolate is the backbone of America. So I'm gonna make a chocolate ganache and sneak it on under the whipped cream. She'll never notice. Ganache is easy and quite versatile. You can do it a bunch of different ways, but for these purposes, I'm going for a slightly firm frosting texture. So to a pan on low heat goes 1/3 of a cup of chocolate chips, 1/3 of a cup of heavy cream, a tablespoon or 2 of Dutch cocoa powder because I like the taste it adds, and a splash of vanilla with a pinch of salt. Let the chips melt and bring it all together until smooth, then into a vessel of choice, lidded, and into the freezer for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, bring it out, whisk it for 2 to 5 minutes, then back in for another 15. Repeat this until it hits the consistency you're looking for. I'm looking for spreadable, which it is thanks to the magic of video editing. Video editors are awesome, you should respect them. Now we spread it on that cake, nice and even, beautiful, and tasty. Now all it needs is decorating. She's not around at the moment, so I'm just going to quickly walk away with this on the counter, and she definitely won't come in and notice this.
The American flag is not brown.
Beans. Well, since the cat's out of the patriotic bag, so to speak, I figured I might as well make her decorate it, and since she's so keen on a flag cake, I made her do it as accurately to the real flag as possible. 50 blueberries, 13 stripes. You can check that out in the short form, but here's a little sneak peek.
There's like 2 extra strawberry rows that I was not considering.
And just look at how it came out. The old red, white, and blue on a foundation of sugar and cocoa, primarily sourced from South America, filmed on Australian and Japanese cameras and glass, chock full of calories to be consumed in large quantities after a large meal in the hot summer sun, before heading off to blow stuff up in the night. What's more American than that? Because you can't spell USA without US. That's us. And you can't spell America without several a-holes. Video editors are awesome. You should respect them. Well, that's it for flag cake, but tune into Cooking Things soon for even more shenanigans, some of which may be even more American than this somehow. I don't know how that's possible, but it's possibly something from Taco Bell as an example. Who knows? Who knows? I do, I know. I wrote the scripts. I did the cooking.